Welcome back, session 5. So, session 4 homework was talking about tuning into what you tell yourself when you're with yourself. So, if you're always telling yourself negative things, you have to work on positive things to build yourself up and change your mental chatter in your brain to something more positive. So, that was the homework. Session 5 is Nutrition 101. So we want to talk about the building blocks of a healthy diet. So carbohydrates is always the first thing that comes up. And so you've got your starchy carbs, which is like your potatoes, beans, pasta, rice, corn, peas. Those would be starchy. And then you have your fibrous carbs, which are your vegetables. And then you've got fruit. And certainly fruit has sugar in it, so some fruits have more carbs than other fruit. So your papaya, mango, pineapple, and dried fruits have the most sugar, and your bananas. Beets have a little bit of sugar to them, and so do carrots. So when you start to look up how many carbs are in different foods, it's pretty interesting. Is there a huge difference between white rice and brown rice? Not really. A little bit more nutrition, but it's much better than eating a man-made thing like bread. Okay, so the more natural it is, closer to the tree, the bush, or the ground, the better it is for you. Trying to eliminate refined goods like crackers, cookies, muffins, baked goods, stuff in a bag. Those things do not have much nutrition. So begin to ask yourself how much nutrition is actually in this food. And this session talks about glycemic load. So you want to refer to your book and take a look at glycemic load. And it lists what's a good glycemic load and what's a poor one. Fiber. Fiber can only be found in plants. We all need 25 grams of fiber. That's partially what helps us avoid colon cancer. Fiber is associated with weight loss. So just by increasing your fiber in your diet can help you lose weight. So you are looking, for instance, the average sweet potato has 4 grams of fiber. So if you're not getting enough fiber in your diet, and look, people who come to the Well Coach office, I ask you what you've eaten in the last 24 hours. The average person has eaten no fruits and vegetables or very little. So if you're listening to this, you need to increase your fruits and vegetables. And know that if you're not bringing some snacks with you and you're always eating in the cafeteria, you may or may not be getting a balanced diet depending on your choices. Fats. We've talked a little bit about fats, but protein and carbs are 4 calories a gram, fats 9 calories a gram, alcohol is 7 calories a gram. So when you start going low fat and you cut the drinking out, 1 drink a day for females, 2 drinks a day for guys, or try to just have a couple drinks on the weekend and not drink during whatever your work week is. Also eliminating sugars from your drinks. Drinking diet drinks, Crystal Light, water that's flavored without calories. Those are all ways that you can quickly eliminate calories from your diet. If you do like to consume alcoholic beverages, diet like light beer or wine, or take your alcohol with a diet mixer as opposed to drinking juices and things of that nature. Fats are always the worst ones, are the ones that are solid at room temperature, so your vegetable oils are much better to cook with, but extra virgin olive oil is absolutely number 1, along with coconut oil and safflower oil would be your first choices, and the others would follow in line after that. Trans fats are the man-made fats. Those are the ones that are worse for you. You will notice a lot of products say no trans fats, but trans fats are actually worse for heart disease than naturally occurring fats. So you want to definitely avoid those, and those of you who are eating in the fast food restaurants, you're getting a lot of trans fats. And those oils continue to be reheated and heated over and over again, which means that they're creating more carcinogens, because why? They want to save money. They're going to use that oil until it's absolutely the last minute to change it. Cholesterol notes. Remember that your liver makes cholesterol. So even if you lower the amount of animal products in your diet, you still may be having problems with cholesterol. So things like organ meats are the highest in cholesterol. And then your beef and pork and your full-leaded dairy falls in line after that. So when baking, replace 1/3 of the fat with applesauce. We talked about that last time. Skim milk instead of whole or 2%. Substitute margarine for butter. Try non-stick spray oils to cook with, which means you're going to use a little, but if you're holding that button down and really spraying a bunch, it's no longer fat-free. It's only fat-free when you're doing the little 1-second spray there. Bake, broil, steam, blacken, grilled, poach. You got to cook stuff besides the frying pan. Way too fattening. to fry everything. We talked about last time removing the skin from the chicken and the turkey. Skim the top of the broth when you're cooking things that has a broth, and you can remove a lot of the fat. Remember, protein is number one important. If you do not get at least 3 servings of a good protein size per day, your body will tear down muscle tissue and keep the fat. So while you're dieting, or if you're sick with something, your protein intake is very important. So try high protein Ensure or Premier protein drinks from Sam's, Costco, or Walmart. Everybody should take a multi-mineral, multivitamin every day, because most of us do not get everything we need to get from our diet, because why? We're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. Minerals are extremely important if you're someone that's getting cramping, Charlie horses, night cramping when you sleep, you're not drinking enough fluid, and you need to take electrolytes. Please refer to your book for more details on this lesson, and thank you. That's session 5.